Hello and Borida to Club 100's race day coverage from round 5 of our Lightweight Sprints Championship from the picturesque and impressive Glan Y Gors karting facility in North Wales. Although the weather for late June is pretty poor, I have to confess, it threatened rain all morning and it's carried out its threat this afternoon. But that's racing, as they say. We don't quit in Club 100, we crack on. The class format is a 6-minute time practice and qualifying session affording some familiarisation to the track. The top 20 qualifiers proceed to the first pre-A final, the remaining drivers lined up in the pre-B final. From there, the top 4 will be promoted to the back of the A final, while the remainder get one last chance, or rather 2 remaining places, on the A final grid from finishing first or second in the B final. The fastest lap times in the pre-finals determine the grid for the main A finals, and the results from both pre-final and final count towards the championship. The best 16 results from the 11-round season determines the outright champion. We begin our coverage with the B final, 12 drivers, shooting for 2 final qualifying spots on the back of the 26-driver A final. In pole position, Lee Norris, Simon Sharp on the front row with him, Craig Summers, James Munro on row 2. Chris Moore and John Watkins rounds out the top 6. Who'll get that hole shot? It's Norris leading into turn 1. Simon Sharp trying to get on his bumper, settling into second place. And the rest of the field are trying to sort themselves out. Remember, it's 2 to qualify, and we've already got 2 away at the front here. James Munro in kart 24 in 3rd place. Craig Summers under pressure. 33 is John Watkins down the inside of Chris Moore. Summers has slid back in the field a little bit. In kart number 12, down the inside, 75, Andrew Hunt, too hot, too deep, and off. And somebody else has fallen off as well. Halfway round the corner, it's 24. James Munro's fallen off, and we've already lost 2 of the 12. Fighting out for these 2 qualifying spots. And look at the hole that they've both left. So it's Norris from Sharp, gap then to Summers, now back in 3rd place where he started on the grid. Downhill, struggling for grip. The camera rather betraying the fact that it is raining. You can see there's not a huge amount of grip. Slick tyres, wet track, look how shiny it is. Sharp running wide, out of turn 1. They're well clear. Sharp takes a look over his shoulder and it's almost as though the work is half done already. It's just a question of staying on the track. Summers leads the chasing pack, but Norris is clear. Sharp is comfortable in 2nd. The gap is growing. Down the inside, Mike Noon trying to find a way past Summers, and he's got it done. And loses momentum on the exit of Spoon, and Summers is back in 3rd place. So 38 Mike Noon, 33 John Watkins, 62 is James Martin. This group need to get organised and start running down the leaders, or this final could be over even before it's really got started. 88 is Chris Moore. I'm afraid Norris and Sharp are pulling clear. Coming round to finish lap 2. Norris's lead is 2.7 seconds ahead of Simon Sharp, who in turn has 4.5 seconds on Craig Summers. Noon looking for a way by. James Martin as well looking for a way by. Can he get it done? He can't. Watkins is pointing ahead. Well, it's a long way ahead already. Norris already in Spoon. Apologies for the rain on the camera lens. It does appear to be raining higher at the top of the circuit than the bottom. Well, it is on a hillside. Down the hill, Noon looking for a way past Summers. It's just off the edge of the track, trying to make it a little bit narrower for Noon to throw it down the inside into Carousel. Watkins is still trying to hold off James Martin. Behind him, Chris Moore. Thomas Williams in 8th. Michael White and Charles Hall round out the top 10. But they've been dropped already. Noon wants to be by and Summers is hanging on here. We're coming round to finish lap 3. The race leaders have already gone through. Norris has started his next lap. Noon block pass down into the last corner, caught the curb. Couldn't help but run out wide, and that has put Craig Summers over the curbs, and he's lost quite a bit of of ground, a few positions and a lot of time. 17 is Thomas Williams. He's trying to find a way past Chris Moore. Norris and Sharp already at the top of the circuit. Down the carousel. Not a lot of grip. Important to get it hauled up early. Norris continues to lead. Summers. Martin trying to find a way past John Watkins as contacts. Almost unavoidable once you're on a trajectory through the corner. In these conditions, it's difficult to change line. And sometimes they will intersect. So Martin in 4th place, chasing after Mike Noon. Bit of a change around here then. Watkins down in 5th, Summers 6th, Moore 7th, 17 Thomas Williams in 8th. Well, to say it's wet and the speeds aren't great, the laps are ticking off quickly, already on to lap 5 of this 11 lap B final. Norris's lead is out to 3.7 seconds now, and he's 9 seconds clear of Mike Noon in 3rd place, who's over 5 seconds behind Simon Sharp in 2nd. .75, well, we saw Andrew Hunt go off. He's already been restarted, and he's just demoted Michael White from 9th place. Will he get carousel right this time? Well, he does use all the road and a bit more. Sharp in 2nd. You can see the deficit that Mike Noon has in 3rd place, but he is closing in. Watkins, Summers, Moore, Williams, gap then to Hunt, who's recovering quickly. Michael White getting detached now in 9th place. Martin coming through in 4th place. He's nearly 12 seconds off the lead and 9 seconds off 2nd place, which is the qualifying spot. So there's Sharp in 2nd. That's the target for everybody behind him. But it's a speck in the distance, getting smaller for most of them. Noon is now 5.6 seconds behind Sharp in 3rd. And we've lost Michael White in the last corner. Got to be careful of these curbs. It's a cliche to be careful of the white lines. More the curbs, really. In these conditions. Important not to clip a cone as well. There to protect the curbs, but more importantly protect the karts from heavy curb use. And Hunt has picked up another spot, this time from Williams, so he's back up to 8th. It's a shame he went off on the first lap, because he's got good pace here. He's on the pace of the leaders. The trouble is, he's 20 seconds behind them, and he's going past Chris Moore. So that's 7th place for Andrew Hunt, but he's got to catch up to Simon Sharp there. That's the whole length of the Dragon Straight and the climb to Spoon he's got to run down. On lap 7 of 11, Watkins, Summers, there's Hunt in the background. So he's closing in. Indeed, he is the fastest driver on the circuit now. First driver under 70 seconds in this B final. Unfortunately, he's still 18 seconds behind and only about 3/4 of a second quicker than the race leader. But he's picked off Craig Summers in short order. Next target is John Watkins, and that will be for 5th place. Come round to start lap 8 of 11, and he goes straight by John Watkins. So quite the recovery drive from Andrew Hunt, but I fear it will all be in vain. Mike Noon in 3rd place. Is he making any inroads into Simon Sharp in second? Well, actually, yes, he is. Just a tenth or so, so that won't be quick enough because he's still 5.7 seconds behind second place Simon Sharp. So he needs to get a hurry up. Hunt goes deep into carousel. Once again, Summers also deep, and this is a chance for Chris Moore to pick up 7th place. And he's done it. Noon still not going quickly enough, really. James Martin settling into 4th place. I'm not sure he'll have that by the finish. At the rate of knots, Andrew Hunt is cutting through the field. Race leaders on to lap 9. As Moore and Summers round out their lap 8. 22 seconds behind on the road from the race leader. And Noon was the best part of a second quicker than Simon Sharp on that last lap. He's cut the gap to 4.8 seconds. Still an awful lot to do in the closing 2.5 laps. Looks as though someone's gone off. Watkins has spun out at Spoon Corner, out to 6th place. Hunt is still trying to run down James Martin. We saw Norris go through, Sharp through, and yet Mike Noon is beginning to close. Just a little bit on Simon Sharp. He needs to pick that up. Hunt's closer to Martin in 4th place. And once again, Mike Noon has taken, well, only a couple of tenths on that last lap out of Simon Sharp. So Sharp, I think, has picked up his pace just a little. '17, Thomas Williams, up to 8th place with the demise of John Watkins. It looks as though Summers has got a run on Chris Moore for what will now be 6th place. He's got through. Now has Watkins been pushed off from the top of the hill? I hope he has. Oh, because Williams has gone through but then spun himself. There is a limit in these conditions. It's easy to find and certainly easy to exceed. Well, I'm pretty sure that Mike Noon was a little bit closer there. So he's running him down, but we're not far from the finish now. Lee Norris has started his final lap. He's 6.2 seconds clear of Simon Sharp, but Sharp has been slowing down, and Mike Noon was the best part of 2 seconds quicker on that last lap. 2.6 seconds to run down on the final lap would appear to be quite an ask. But then again, he took 2 seconds out of Simon on that last lap, so it's going to be close at the finish. In the meanwhile, Andrew Hunt looking to go round the outside of James Martin. Brave move on probably the fastest corner on the circuit. Can't get it done, and Martin hangs on to 4th place. Now, what's happening up front? I can tell you that Mike Noon is closing in. It looks as though Simon Sharp's been playing it a little bit too safe to the finish. There's your race leader. Lee Norris is going to qualify comfortably. Look at the gap that he's got on Simon Sharp. But there is the gap now. Mike Noon's probably going to have one shot maybe into the last corner. He's not close enough at the moment. Through Druids. Devil's Elbow. And Sharp is very tentative through that left-hander, and he's opened himself up. Noon throws it down the inside in the last corner. And it's a drag race to the line. Sharp's on the grass, and Noon is through and into the back of the A final. Simon Sharp misses out by a corner and probably about half a car length at the finish.